So good morning students. We'll be seeing here the first module. Under the first module, we'll be seeing about the introduction to optical fiber communication, the history of optical fiber communication and the basic block diagram of your optical communication system. So first we'll see the structure of your optical fiber. So we have seen your optical fiber where your optical fiber is going to consist of a core and the core is going to be covered by a surface called cladding, and this cladding is going to be covered by a surface called coating. So here your core is nothing but it is going to be a very thin size material which is going to be a thin size tube, where this thin size tube is going to act like a transparent dielectric medium, and this core is going to carry the light through the fiber, and it is going to be done with the process or using the process called a total internal reflection. So the diameter of the core can vary from 5 micrometers to 100 micrometers. Next is we are going to see the cladding surface. So cladding is nothing but the outer surface of the core is going to be called as the cladding there. So here compared to the core, your cladding is going to have a lower refractive index compared to your core refractive index there. So here the main purpose of this cladding is if any light that comes from the core, the cladding surface will see, cladding cover will see that the light doesn't pass through the cladding and it is going to be internally guided inside the core. So here it is going to see that your light is going to be trapped inside the core there. Next is coating. Coating is nothing but it is going to protect the fiber which is going to be made of your silicon rubber. So the diameter of this coating is going to be 250 micrometers to 300 micrometers. Next is we will see the generation of optical fiber communication or history of your optical fiber communication. So the first generation of light wave system uses laser. So the bit rate that was used in the first generation was around 45 megabits per second, and the repeater spacing is going to be 10 kilometers. So here repeater spacing means that whenever I want to join the cables, that is your optic fibers, your repeater has to be placed, otherwise the signal will be degraded and I cannot get a proper output there. So that repeater spacing, a repeater should be placed at every 10 kilometers there. And the semiconductor what they have used in the first generation was gallium arsenide. The operating wavelength is 0.8 micrometers. So second generation is, we are doing the second generation of optical fiber communication. The bit rate was slightly increased to 100 megabits per second to 1.7 gigabits per second. The repeater spacing was around 50 kilometers. So the operating wavelength is going to be 1.3 micrometer, and the semiconductor what they are going to use is indium gallium arsenide phosphide there. Next is a third generation. So a third generation you are going to have the bit rate to be 10 gigabits per second. Your repeater spacing is going to be every 100 kilometers. So the operating wavelength is going to be 1.55 micrometers. The fourth generation uses your wavelength division multiplexing technique there. So here your different wavelengths are going to be taken, that is the different wavelengths are nothing but the different rays are going to be taken, and it is going to be combined using a wavelength division multiplexing technique, and it is going to be propagated through the core. So when I am going to use wavelength division multiplexing, my data rate is going to be increased to 10 terabits per second. So in this case your repeater spacing is going to be every greater than 10,000 kilometers. So the operating wavelength is going to be 1.45 to 1.62 micrometers. Next is the fifth generation, which is a recent generation. It is going to use your Raman amplification technique, and optical solitons are going to be used. So the bit rate is going to be around 40 to 160 gigabits per second. So the repeater spacing is going to be from 24,000 kilometers to 35,000 kilometers. So the operating wavelength is going to be from 1.53 to 1.57 micrometers. So this is your history of your optical fiber communication. Now we should see why we need your optical fiber communication there. So our main requirement in your communication is we have to transmit the data with minimum loss. So minimal losses, in that case I have to transmit the data to a longer distance. So here my first requirement is I want to transmit the data for long haul transmission system. We need optical fiber communication where it is going to have a low loss transmission medium there. So the transmission medium is going to have a low loss and I can transmit the data to a longer distance there. And next is the weight. The weight of the transmitter and the receiver. So the weight and the compactness of your transmitters and receivers are required for a fiber optic communication there. Next is we are going to increase the span of transmission. So increase the span of transmission means we are going to increase the bit rate there. So more data can be sent within the fiber. So we are going to increase the span of transmission. And next is the increased bitrate distance product. So increased bitrate distance product is when I want to increase the bitrate, the distance is also going to be increased there. So increased bitrate distance product. So next is we are going to see the general block diagram of your communication system. So a general block diagram of a communication system is we are going to have an information source where this information source is going to produce some electrical energy, and that is nothing but the signal what we want to transmit. This signal, if I am going to is going to be a low frequency signal, and if this low frequency signal is going to be transmitted, it cannot go for transmit for a longer distance there. So after some distance the signal will fade away. So to avoid it, what we are going to do is we are going to modulate the signal there. So how we are going to do, using a modulator, we are going to modulate the signal and then we are going to send it through the transmission medium. So by modulating it, I can send the signal to a longer distance. So without any, there is to a longer distance there. So this modulated signal is going to be sent through the transmission medium, and from the transmission medium, at the end of the transmission medium, we are going to have a receiver block where the function of the receiver is to demodulate the signal. So whatever signal we have sent, that is going to be demodulated and it is going to be given to the destination there. This is the basic block diagram of a communication system. So how this block diagram is going to be modified for your optical communication system is, we are going to use an information source where your information source is going to have a transducer which is going to convert your voice signal into an electrical signal, and we are going to use an electrical transmitter. So the electrical transmitters, it is going to convert, the electrical transmitter is nothing but the transducer which is going to convert that voice signal. Suppose if it is a voice signal, voice signal will be converted to an electrical signal and it will be given to an optical source. So the optical source can be here either an LED or a laser device. So based on the light that is going to emit, the variation of the light intensity is going to be varied according to the signal what we want to transmit. Here your LED light is going to act as a carrier signal there. So that modulated signal is going to be sent through your optical fiber cable. So here at the receiver side, we are going to have an optical detector. Your detector is nothing but a photodiode or an avalanche photodetector circuit. Here in this case, this detector will detect the signal and it will give that electrical signal there. So it will decode it and we will be getting the electrical signal. So this electrical signal will be again converted as voice signal or video signal. Whatever signal we have transmitted, it will be converted and delivered to the destination. So here we are seeing that the same thing, just we are telling with the help of, if it is an analog information, I want to convert it to through a coder or converter to a digital pulse. If it is a digital communication, means straight away I can take the digital pulse there. And the light source is going to act as a transmitter circuit where the light source is nothing but an LED or a laser source. So the intensity of the light will be varied according to the digital pulses and then it will be transmitted through the fiber optic cable. So at the receiver side, I am going to have a photocell or a light detector there. So this signal will be of a very low value and I have to amplify that signal. So I will be using an amplifier block. Once the signal is amplified and if there is going to be any noise that is superimposed on the output of your amplifier, that should be removed. That can be done by the shaper circuit. So the noise will be removed and you will be getting the original digital pulses there. So that digital pulses will be decoded if it is an analog output, or directly it will be given to the computer if it is a digital pulse. So the general block diagram is, you are going to have the same thing using a fiber cable. We are telling the digital information source is going to be given to an encoder where the encoder is going to be driven by a laser drive circuit where this laser drive circuit will drive the laser to emit the light, and then the modulated signal will be transmitted through the fiber cable. And at the receiver side, we are going to have an avalanche photodiode detector. This avalanche photodiode detector will detect the signal and this signal will be of very low value. which is going to be amplified and equalized for removing the noise signal, and then it is going to be given to the decoder, and finally we are going to get the digital output. Thank you.